And 1976 in Montreal was really the start of things getting worse, because at that point, I guess hosting cities are seeing the notoriety and seeing the ability to make your city look better than everybody else's. And so cities are investing huge amounts of money in basically playing the who looks better game.
Yeah, yeah.
And so their budget in Montreal in 1976 was overrun or over budget by 10x. So
Yeah, wow.
approximately. So the original budget was $120 million, and they ended up spending 1.5 billion. Which is pretty crazy. And so it wasn't, so that was in 1976. It wasn't until 2006, 30 years later, that was finally paid off.
Yeah, yeah.
And is it for a few factors. They say it's because of increased steel costs. They had a bunch of workers strike, stuff like that. But one thing that came out of it was the Montreal metro system, which they think brought a bit of a return back to the city.
So it's good. It can be good for,
Yeah, so there's some good elements. We can't be too critical. So then 1984 in LA, they had it in LA because it had been a couple of years now. So they'd done 1976. I don't know what they did in 1980. And then in 1984, now cities are seeing that, well, it's got this bad reputation of just making cities broke, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And so no one wanted to bid for it. And so in 1984, LA took it because no one wanted to host. And because LA was already so well structured, because they were already so well structured in regards to facilities in the city and transportation and stuff like that, they actually, from the budget, had a surplus of $250 million. And so they didn't really have to do that much building and stuff like that. And so they basically were proving the point that it doesn't actually have to be a money pit for cities.
Yeah.
So we're in 1984 there. Since 1980, to cover that in-between period, the overrun average has been about 250%.
Okay.
So it really hasn't gotten any better.
So no one's good at budgeting, is what that says.
So I've got like a little graph here that we can